That's my buddy Vincent Salcedo, who's featured in this book. Might be the most raw and unedited interview in there. Well, I didn't really edit much to begin with, but we'll just say that he told it how it was. He sent me his jacket that he wore home from Korea. He spent 12 or 13 months there, U.S. Army, 3rd Infantry Division. His original jacket they took and fatigues because they were covered in blood and everything. But he gave me also his watch that he wore his entire tour in Korea. So it's just cool stuff like that I get. So yeah, I really cherish this. And I wear it once in a while. It's pretty cool. He just recently sent this. I've collected from veterans. Here, take it. Like, it says firing halts on all fronts. I can't read upside down. True sign ending 3-year war. 12,736 prisoners to be freed. So I mean, this was originally called a police action. So that's why a lot of the Korean War veterans they were denied entry to VFWs because, well, it wasn't a war. May use atom bombs, says Truman. That's how bad it was getting in Korea, where we were going to use atomic weapons in defense of South Korea. And another about the armistice ending the hostilities in Korea. It's pretty neat, and looking at them, you can kind of see what was known as the MLR, and like Pork Chop Hill, it says Old Baldy, Papasan. These are all battle. Heartbreak Ridge, that's a big one. I mean, that was a beat-down battle. The Hook, Vegas, Bunker Hill's right there. So all these battles are going on. You can look at this map, and here at Panmunjom, the peace talks were going on. So while the leaders were trying to figure out the end of hostilities, all these battles are going on. I interviewed both these veterans. Good friend. I haven't talked to him in a while. I need to go visit him. Burt Rickles from WSAW, Wisconsin, and Joe Barnes from Freeland, Pennsylvania. I interviewed them and connected them when I found out that they were in the very same unit and even shared the same foxhole in Korea 72 years ago during combat. I did it at Cluck's Callan Saloon. It was pretty cool. Of course, over Zoom, because being 93 at the time, Joe, well, you know, Wisconsin's a long ways from Pennsylvania. The last time you saw him was in combat 72 years ago when he hopped in your foxhole, because Joe carried a flamethrower, and Bert, if you can zoom in here, he was a machine gunner. So when Joe hopped in Bert's hole during a massive firefight on what was known as Bunker Hill, which is one of the bloodiest battles of the Korean War, a lot of casualties, he shot his flamethrower off and hopped out and took off, and then Bert said that's when the Chinese really started firing on his position. He said, that's the end of that. Nobody's hopping in my hole no more. So they had some chuckles and some laughs, but you know, they made it back, and they're still here. Halfway through the journey, I had each veteran I meet sign a Korean War veteran's flag, as well as an M1 rifle, which the author that inspired me to do this has a book out called The Rifle. So that's kind of more a private collection that's not advertised. But I figured with Vietnam, well, what am I going to do? I was sitting there brainstorming. I mean, I should find a field jacket or something. But I had they call this a steel pot. It's a steel helmet, and you would wear it, and that's what they wore. And then I figured I can have them sign it. So each Vietnam veteran I meet has been signing this. So it's kind of like a road map of everywhere I've been. I picked out this Korean War veterans flag, and I have a lot of names to fill in here, but this is just a few that I've had signed. And I mean, it serves as a road map too, just like the helmet. I mean, this is everywhere I've been. Kind of crazy when you look at it. It's like, man, I've literally been everywhere. But it's pretty cool.